All right, well, we're actually supposed to talk about the protest, the anti and the pro protest. Well, let's shift that a little bit further because we've gone into that. So probably before the end of the show, we'll be able to talk about that because there's a video to actually go with it. But aside from that, we have right now that the federal government, okay, that's Lagos State government, has actually established a new rule for the event centers. Basically, right now we have the event centers restriction have been, relaxed just a little bit. Okay, now the story is the Lagos State government has further eased restrictions on social media and event center across the state. Now, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave the approval after due consultation and deliberation with relevant stakeholders as well as ministries, departments, and agencies. The government, agencies and the government. Now, following the approval, the Commissioner for Tourism, Art and Culture in Lagos, Zamat, and the Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission, Mr. Larry Majola, issued a press release containing the new guidelines for social and event center. But they warned that any violation of the protocol will attract fines and penalties in line with the Lagos State Infectious Disease Control Regulation 2020. Now, if you go online, definitely we have the press release all over the internet, so we can go check that. Now, this is a good development, but in another way, again, remember we talked about where we say it's quite laudable when we say we have less than 2% of this vaccine in the like African countries, and yet we still have these numbers, though it's not rising, it's quite on the low now. And yet there's an ease in restriction when it comes to event center. And this is, when I talk about event center could take 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 3,000 people. In as much as I know this is a way to actually help the economy, to grow also the economy. Do you think this is like a right move right now, or it is actually high time events that's happening as usual? What's your take?
I think the thing is there was a program in Biafra, a political program. And when the program starts during the war, and when the program starts, the announcer says we continue to advance. Wartime propaganda, wartime lies. we were not advancing anyway. We continue to advance. So I think in this COVID-19 issue, we must continue to advance and make our lives as normal as possible, bearing in mind that the pandemic remains, bearing in mind that it's still ravaging the world. So all those wonderful attempts to make life as normal as possible, I think are laudable, as long as we are based on observations, advice, and research of experts. But if it's just out of the blue, if it's done just for the heck of it, it becomes a problem. So if a number of experts, and Lagos has done an outstanding job when it comes to the management of COVID-19 in Nigeria, by the standards of the states
based
around
on
Nigeria.
Population.
Yeah. So if this was due to some kind of careful study, careful analysis of the situation, and say, okay, let's do this and do this in the interest of people keeping their jobs, or being able to feed their families, I think it's fine. But if it's just like dropping out of the blues or done to panders to some interests or to appease some group of, then it's a problem,
Okay,
motivation.
Mr. Gotti, before you say something, I just want to say this quickly. If you're just joining us, of course, you can send your messages. You can send your WhatsApp message to the number below your screen TV. Be part of the show. Tell us what you think, and of course, share your ideas. Mr. Gotti, remember you had your event just recently. I'm very sure if this ease was done, then Mr. Gotti would be so excited, because you definitely would have loved more people.
Yeah, of course. That's why we spend so much money in engaging a digital company to give us a wider coverage in terms of online engagement across the world. And again, you could imagine how sad I was for me, for the Sheraton Hotel to say we were not going to have more than 70 people. And if you like, bring everyone in Lagos, we're going to provide food for 70 people. all right? No more, no less. And again, we also had a government present. Lagos State Commissioner for Information was heavily represented by the Director of Center of Information, Lagos State. Okay, so we were very mindful, and if you saw some footages, you see that everybody were masked, we're all masked up, trying to see that we adhere to the protocols and the rest of it. Again, I want to also say that maybe the government decision is as a result of a drop in new cases. And we also, when you were reading your April up, you said that in the last 24 hours, we have not recorded a single death. Yes. And again, the trend has continued to go like that. And it's something that also gladdens the heart. You are more or less entertainment reporter. You talk to these people, you have seen their videos. A lot of entertainers have come out to hit so hard on the government and say that you are asking the churches to go on. You are stopping the event centers from allowing them carry on with their shows. And this is the only thing that they do to feed their families. Okay, those messages must have also come through to the government and said, okay, since the cases are dropping, Nigerians are not showing kind of apathy to vaccination. People are going out there to get vaccinated. So why don't we just begin to relax some of these cases? Again, I hope you also get through to the club, because see, that, like I said on this show sometimes ago, I said, look, you can't just come. You are a government worker. Every day you go to your work and you earn salary. Some of these people never got anything to do with earning a salary. This is what they do in feeding their family. And the schools will not listen to them that, sir, I have not been having any events since last year. They will not listen to you. They will ask your child to go home. If your God help you that you don't have any health issues in your family, if any of your kids or kin fall sick, no hospital will tell you that we are giving drugs for free. No. You understand? So these things are economic issues, and I am very excited that the government have decided to say, okay, what can we do? Let us relax. Even before then, we had wedding in Lagos. Look, on the day of my event, Mrs. Ugama was there. We were practically not going to have the event until 8 p.m. The event is supposed to start by 5 p.m. Some people took the all in the morning to do wedding. They were practically locked out. The Sheraton Hotel people, they refused. They were keep dancing when they were told that there is another event coming up. We have to set up by 4 and start the event by 5. The wedding people simply refused to go until the management of Sheraton eventually switched off the light, locked the door before everybody leaves.
Tough.
Now, when you go into that one,
tough arm tactics.
The place was jam-packed. So, are we saying that before the relaxation of this curfew or whatever you may restriction, or whatever you may call it, are you telling me that they were not having weddings in this Lagos? What is it called? What is it called? These centers, the event centers were not packed full with human beings. They were, but again, it is just a legal way to say, again, go ahead and do it. And my only concern is that I hope, and I sincerely hope, though, that the government has passed this message to the police, because the police may pretend to be unaware of this development, and they will continue to keep taxing people. Please, government, Lagos State government, my very good friend Boyega Akoshile, who is the chief press secretary to the Lagos State government, I'm calling on you, please, if you need, take that letter personally to the CP, Lagos State, and tell them that Lagosian are skeptical that police will continue to tax people.
It's quite funny what Lambewa is on the table. This thing is actually very real, because they could just go out there and, you know, hack people.
They will tell you they are not aware.
Oh my God.
That's the Nigerian reality.
So please, there's a restriction is for event centers and other things. So please do not start, hijacking people.
The issue
the day of doing your job.
The issue has always been, where do you strike the delicate balance between the need to make life normal and then the need to protect the public from the pandemic. So it's the responsibility of a responsible government to strike that balance in there. And I think Lagos State government has done a good job.
Of course. We have always been saying that.
So let us also hope that these new laws, this new law is for the public good. Yeah, overall is for the benefit of everyone.